Nature has always challenged us. We cannot prevent disasters, but we can ensure that, at the end of the day, everyone is safe. And civil engineers play a key role in this. Earthquakes are one of the most destructive phenomena we encounter. Before we can develop solutions to combat their effects, however, we have to understand how they work. Let's take the 7.1 magnitude earthquake that hit Puebla on the 19th of September 2017 as an example. Earthquakes are generated by the movement of tectonic plates, which can be converging, diverging, or sliding past. The 2017 event was the result of the Cocos Plate submerging below the North American plate at a depth of 57 kilometers. More than 370 people died and 6,000 were injured. Earthquakes themselves do not cause casualties, but the failure of our structures does. Over 40 buildings collapsed and more than 3,000 were damaged. Structural elements such as strong columns, weak beams, and brace framing can increase the stability of a building, while structural irregularities should be avoided. Here you can see how cross bracings resist to lateral forces. Based on this knowledge, we created a building model which later tested on a shake table to replicate seismic forces. Soils ultimately determine the stability of our structures. During an earthquake, the soil might lose its strength and stiffness in response to the movement of tectonic plates, causing soil liquefaction or landslides. The slope stability is determined by the frictional angle, which is the highest slope angle a granular material can reach while still being stable. During an earthquake, the stability decreases, and after a landslide, the angle of a slope is usually reduced. We have conducted an experiment to visualize how friction angles affect soil stability. We created a slope inside a container, and then we exerted a force on the container. Lastly, we measured the acceleration and change in slope. Crowd management is another crucial factor to consider in case of an emergency. All buildings need an evacuation plan, emergency exits, signs, and even trained personnel in order to avoid confusion and congestion. In our exercise, we came up with an evacuation plan for the Aztec Stadium in Mexico. The floor space is divided according to the exits, 2 areas on the ground floor and 4 areas on the first floor. Evacuation will take in between 3 to 6 minutes for everybody to walk out of the stadium and to the safe zones. In the end, it is the small things you don't think about that civil engineers plan out carefully in order to build our way towards a safer future.